Marco,
Sean,
vroom vroom.
vroom vroom. You're
Yeah,
you're flying. You're like
I
for
am.
people watching, we look like two moons around a globe.
we're we're hovering and we're moons on the Earth. Yeah,
I like that. We
yeah.
go around. We go around the
we
globe.
go around. We do go around the globe. There's a lot of things we could look at from this layout and this recording we're doing. But
I like
we're
I
not here to
like
talk
how it
about layout.
was. No, we are. I like how it was the last second choice as we were
It was.
playing around with the layout, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's work it out. So if you're listening to the podcast, or what could be considered our audio newsletter, well, check out the video too.
Yeah,
There's a link on the newsletter, and it's cool layout. I kind of
it
like
is.
it.
It's fun
Yay!
floating around. So we'll spin the globe and see where we land. That's what we're talking about today. We have a lot going on. Um,
Do we?
we do. We
Tell me.
do a lot of event coverage. So for people who have been following us for a while, they probably saw a crescendo of events that we started to cover, and then something big happened, and we didn't go as many places as we were anticipating. But guess what? We're back, rocking and rolling. We had a busy year last year. We closed out the year with Australia CyberCon in
Yep.
Melbourne, and 2025 is off to a bang. We have a lot of events coming up, and yeah, hopefully we can get to chat with people from an editorial perspective and tell some stories from a brand promotional perspective. So that's what it's all about. So we're sending out a newsletter, kind of highlighting some of the big ones coming up over the next few months, and you'll be able to see all of our coverage on those pages. You want to run through some of them?
Yeah, I want to run through some of them. I know we're pushing what we are. I mean, I like to call it our classic, classic
Yeah.
coverage, right? So
Yes.
RSA Conference, San Francisco, Infosecurity London, and Black Hat Las Vegas. But as you say, there are many more in between, and many major one that we're working some deal to cover. I don't want to give
Yeah.
them up. Some, not all of them, but I want people to stay tuned.
Let's
And
talk. Let's talk about the big ones first. So
yeah,
the soonest big one that we our classics, if you will, as you put it, is RSA Conference in San Francisco. So that's April 28th through May 1st this year. So it's in May. It's at the Moscone. It's yeah, it's a great event. Obviously, tons and tons of people.
never heard of it.
Never heard of it. And probably it's right up there. Well, all three of them, the three classics from a cybersecurity perspective. We do the most coverage from an editorial perspective. We have our traditional chats on the road where we speak to keynotes and panelists and other
Organizers.
and the organizers and other folks that are talking about cool stuff related to the event. And then we have our really on location where we do editorial content from the show floor and from the hallways and in broadcast alley at RSA Conference and our dedicated space there anyway. And yeah, and then we have a lot of our uh, clients and sponsors that tell their brand stories as part of these events as well. So launching new products, launching new reports, releasing or sharing new research, or announcing a new partnership. Those are all conversations that we have with our sponsors as well. So that's RSA, Black Hat, Infosecurity Europe. Those three. Um, that's kind of the deal for those.
Yeah, and the point that I want to make too is a lot
Yep.
of people sometimes like, well, I'm not gonna be there. The company's not gonna be there. Maybe I'm gonna be there, but the company's not.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Actually, it's a great opportunity to say, hey, I want people in Europe, in London, the UK, and all over people coming to London from all Europe. It's an opportunity to let everybody know who you are, what your company does, and kind of like ride the wave of
Yep.
definitely a much bigger wave in terms of audience, which always speak around the event. People love to go to event. People listen to podcasts when they cannot go there,
Yep.
and even if they're there, I think it's something that what people enjoy with us. Not to talk that we're so cool because we are, but shouldn't I shouldn't be the one to say that. But it's the fact that, as you said, we start way ahead. As a matter of fact, all the pages for the coverages that we just mentioned, they're already up. They're
Yep.
already a couple of sponsors there,
Yep.
and
Structuring news. Yep.
and we're limiting actually the full sponsors because it's the two of us. So we want
It's a
to
lot
be
of work.
sure that we give the best of ourselves to those, and then of course there are briefings which are a lot easier, less time consuming, but still very relevant.
Yep.
And my point is that it's a great moment for the community. It's a great moment to see what's going on, and people pay attention. And we start early and we end late. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like something that we've
It's
always done, and I think it pays off in terms of reaching the audience that
yeah.
everybody wants to reach.
Yeah. It's a long drum beat before,
Yeah.
during, and after. And speaking of drum beats, I just didn't complete. I have the initial content from NAM 2025, the NAM show, which is all about music and technology and gears and artists and performers and all around music. And it was a super cool event, and it inspired me to launch a new podcast called Music Evolves. So
Ooh.
there you go, people listening. That's a new show on the ITSP Magazine, and NAM 2025 coverage is available there. So we have some
And
more.
it's all about cybersecurity, right?
Well, it's all not cybersecurity. It's all about music and technology and being inspired and being creative and innovative through music.
Yeah.
And so that coverage is going to continue. I have a few more things I'm lining up for that. But in the spirit of that, we covered CES last year. We'll cover it again. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the year, we'll cover it again. Next year, there's Viva Tech, which is also another tech show that we're going to cover. There's some industry shows like HIMSS, which looks at health tech. So we're going to be looking at that. And the last one I'm going to point out that's actually highlighted in the newsletter is Legal Week. So people may not know this, but I used to be a contributing writer for ALM, which is the legal journal. And yeah, law.com was the site I was writing for. So I always looked at policy and legal aspects and regulatory stuff and used to write for them. And they have a conference every year. I'm hitting that space again hard, heavy, head on. It's in New York. I'm going to be home and for this event in New York City. So that's March 24th through the 27th. So, of course, I'll pick away at a little bit of the security and privacy aspects there, but I'll look at it from the broader legal perspective too. And who knows, maybe even touch on some of the AI and legal aspects with music creation as part of my new show.
That's
So,
right.
so
That's
Legal
right.
Week is cool.
Yeah, and there are others. I know that we definitely populated the page because we removed the many that you mentioned at the beginning that we did in 2024. But yeah, 2025, it's packing up. There are some that we're not going to be there. I was in Italy just a few days ago, and I didn't know that ITSec was happening. Actually, the 3rd to the 8th of February. So I'm not going to be there, but I am invited the organizer. We're going to have a chat post event, and I'm hoping next year I'll be there. And again, if somebody wants us to be there at the event, or they want us to talk about the event, they should just let us know. For example, we're going to kick off the On Location with Zero Trust World in Orlando in about 10 days, something like that. And we're going to be there with one of our sponsors, ThreadLocker, and we're going to talk on location with a bunch of amazing people that are part of this community and their community. So I hope we're going to do this more often to go together with the newsletter. We always talk about the fact that the newsletter that you can hear and you can listen to.
Exactly.
So there it
Watch it.
is,
Yeah.
the two of
Here,
us.
here it is. And of course, the page will be kept up to date. It's itspmagazine.com/on location. That's on location. And all the events we have planned will be there. We continue to update that. We even have Australia CyberCon 2025 listed there. We aim to be back in Melbourne for that at the end of the year as well. So if you have an event that you want us to cover, let us know. If you have a company event, an SKO or customer event or community event that you want us to cover or participate as either MCs or hosting panels, like customer panels, for example, are fantastic ways to get us involved. Please let us know. And if there's an event that you think we should be attending that covers tech, society, and cybersecurity in some fashion, let us know that as well.
Yep.
And we'll consider adding that to the list too.
But most of all, right now, you should take the opportunity and click on the newsletter. The link is going to be under the video or under the audio if you're listening to that. And just reserve your spot at one of these 3 major events because we're going to be there. It's going to be great. And we will love not only your support, but we will love to help you to share your story, which is something that we just, that's what we do. I mean, at this point, that's what we do. And we are excited to be there for sure. And
looking
to
forward
see
to
everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. The community's strong. Looking forward to it. Reserve your spot. See you on location.
A lot of places on the globe right there.
Right there.
a lot of pins and flags that will be
we're
there.
Have to get a video version of this so we can spin in the background.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're going to focus on creating more content and sharing more about technology, cybersecurity, and society here on ITSP Magazine. See everybody on location.
See you there.